Seniors, your legs fade first. Eat this to stay strong. Introduction: the quiet fade. Let me take you back to a conversation I had not too long ago. I was sitting with a patient named Harold, 78 years old. Bright-eyed, used to be a ballroom dancer. He leaned in, looked me square in the eye, and said, "Doc, I feel like my legs just don't belong to me anymore. I've heard this more times than I can count. It starts small, a stumble on the back steps, a missed curb, that moment when standing up from the couch feels like climbing a mountain." You might think, well, that's just aging, but let me tell you something as a doctor with over 40 years in this field. Your legs are the first to go, but they don't have to be. This is the story of how our legs fade, why it matters more than you think, and how 3 simple nutritional changes can change everything. And if you stick with me, if you watch until the end, I'll not only show you the science, but I'll tell you stories of real people who turned back the clock. So let's begin. Why legs fade first. Our muscles begin to decline as early as our 30s. It's called sarcopenia, and it's one of the most devastating, under-discussed issues in senior health. Now, we have over 600 muscles, but our legs, with their large surface area and energy demand, are the first to be affected. Why? Because they require the most energy and movement. And as we age, we tend to move less. We stop walking as much. We avoid stairs. We sit longer. And muscles, my friend, are a use it or lose it system. When leg muscles shrink, you lose mobility, balance, and confidence. That's when falls happen. And if you've worked in geriatrics as long as I have, you know that one fall can lead to a hip fracture, which leads to bed rest, which leads to hospital visits, and often, sadly, a permanent decline. So how do we stop it? We start with protein. The protein prescription. Let me tell you about Helen. She was 76 when she came to see me. Her spirit? As lively as a teenager. Her legs? Not so much. She told me she loved gardening. Said it brought her peace. But recently, she'd stopped, not because she lost interest, but because standing for long hurt too much. Her balance was off, her knees felt shaky, and she couldn't squat anymore without holding onto something. I asked about her meals. Breakfast? A piece of toast and tea. Lunch? Maybe soup or crackers. Dinner? Sometimes a sandwich. No real protein source. Maybe 25 grams on a good day. Her legs weren't just tired, they were starving. We had a heart-to-heart. I told her, "Helen, you're not eating enough to support your muscles. And your muscles are your foundation." So we made changes. Mornings started with 2 boiled eggs and Greek yogurt. Lunch had grilled chicken, lentils, or cottage cheese. Dinner? Baked salmon or a tofu stir-fry. We aimed for 20 to 30 grams of protein per meal, spread across the day. 4 weeks later, she came in smiling. "Doc, I did it," she said. "I planted marigolds and roses this weekend. And I didn't need to sit down once." And Helen's story isn't unique. I've seen it time and again. Why protein matters. After age 50, we lose muscle mass at a rate of 1 to 2% per year. By the time we're in our 70s, that loss adds up. Protein is your body's building block. Without it, your muscles deteriorate, repair slows, and recovery takes longer. But here's the issue. Older adults absorb and use protein less efficiently. So we actually need more protein as we age, not less. Think of it like this. Your body is like a house. Protein is the bricks. No bricks? The structure weakens. So every meal is a construction project. Where to get your protein? Here's a handy list of protein-rich foods. Lean meats, chicken, turkey, beef, approximately 25 grams per 3 ounces. Fatty fish, salmon, tuna, mackerel, approximately 22 grams per 3 ounces. Eggs, approximately 6 grams each. Cottage cheese, approximately 14 grams per 1/2 cup. Lentils and beans, approximately 15 to 18 grams per cup. Quinoa, approximately 8 grams per cup. Tofu and tempeh, approximately 10 to 20 grams per serving. Protein-fortified drinks or shakes, approximately 20 grams per bottle. The trick is variety. Mix plant and animal proteins. Combine whole grains with legumes. Rotate meats and fish. And don't be afraid of snacks. A boiled egg, a small yogurt, a few almonds, all count. Protein timing matters. One of the biggest mistakes I see? Saving protein for dinner. By that point, Your muscles have gone half the day without fuel. So here's what I recommend. Breakfast: 2 eggs, Greek yogurt with chia seeds, 20–25 grams. Lunch: chicken salad or lentil soup, 25–30 grams. Dinner: baked salmon, quinoa, broccoli, 30 g. Snacks: cottage cheese, protein bar, almond butter on apple slices, 10–15 grams. That's 90–100 grams total. Right in the sweet spot for most seniors. Protein and resistance. Now, let me tell you about George. He was 82, lived alone, and had never touched a dumbbell in his life. But he started eating better, high-protein meals, and added a simple chair squat routine 3 times a week. 6 months later, he sent me a photo, him hiking a short trail with his great-granddaughter on his back. Protein feeds your muscles. Movement stimulates them. You need both. Even light resistance, like water bottles or bodyweight exercises, paired with solid protein intake creates powerful results. Common misconceptions. I'm too old to build muscle. Nonsense. Research shows seniors can gain just as much strength as younger adults when they eat well and train smart. I don't like meat. That's okay. Plenty of plant-based options. Lentils, beans, tofu, nuts, seeds, and whole grains can give you what you need, just a bit more planning. Too much protein is bad for my kidneys. Unless you've been diagnosed with chronic kidney disease, moderate high-protein diets are safe and beneficial. Always check with your doctor, of course, but don't let outdated fears keep you weak. The unspoken truth. Muscle is medicine. Muscle isn't just about movement. It's a powerful metabolic organ. It regulates blood sugar. It helps prevent insulin resistance. It improves immunity. It even boosts your mood. One of my favorite stories is about Marjorie. Age 85, she started on a high-protein diet and light leg exercises after a scare. She'd fallen and bruised her hip. Within 3 months, not only was she walking without a cane, but she was also sleeping better, had fewer sugar spikes, and even felt sharper mentally. She told me, "Doc, I feel like I got 10 years back." And the secret wasn't a pill. It wasn't a surgery. It was breakfast, lunch, and dinner, done right. So ask yourself, are your meals building you up, or slowly breaking you down? Because food is either medicine or a missed opportunity. Let your next bite count. The omega-3 connection. The secret oil that heals from within. Let me tell you a story about Margaret. She was 81 when she came to see me, walking slowly with a cane, her hands slightly swollen, and her knees aching with every step. "Doc," she said, "I used to walk to the lake every morning. Now I barely make it to the mailbox." Margaret wasn't just dealing with weak legs, she was dealing with inflammation. The silent fire inside the body that steals mobility inch by inch. But what many seniors don't know is that there's an oil, yes. A simple oil, that can help calm this fire. That oil? Omega-3 fatty acids. Inflammation. The invisible thief. Most of us think of inflammation as something we can see, redness, swelling, maybe pain, but chronic internal inflammation is a slow, quiet process. It works behind the scenes, damaging joints, tightening muscles, and even affecting your brain and heart. It's one of the main reasons why, as we age, our legs feel stiff, our movements become slower, and we feel older than we actually are. Inflammation affects joints, causing pain, arthritis, reduced range of motion, muscles, leading to fatigue, cramps, and weakness, nerves, contributing to numbness or tingling in the legs, heart and blood vessels, which indirectly limit circulation to your limbs. But here's the twist. This kind of inflammation isn't from an infection. It comes from what we eat, how we move, and even how stressed we are. That's where omega-3s come in. What are omega-3 fatty acids? In simple terms, omega-3s are healthy fats. Not the kind you avoid, these are the fats you need. There are 3 main types. ALA, alpha-linolenic acid, found in plants like flaxseed and chia seeds. EPA, eicosapentaenoic acid, found in fatty fish. DHA, docosahexaenoic acid, also found in fatty fish. Vital for brain and nerve function. EPA and DHA are the most potent forms when it comes to reducing inflammation, especially in muscles and joints. Now, let's go back to Margaret. Margaret's turnaround. When I explained all of this to her, she looked skeptical. "You're telling me fish oil will fix these knees?" she asked. Chuckling, "No," I said, "but it will help your body fight what's hurting them." We added omega-3 rich foods to her diet. Baked salmon twice a week. A tablespoon of ground flaxseed in her oatmeal. Walnuts as a snack. We also started her on a high-quality fish oil supplement, with at least 1.000 milligrams of combined EPA and DHA daily. And something amazing happened. 6 weeks later, she came into the clinic without her cane. "I walked to the lake this morning," she said, eyes bright. "It wasn't fast, but I made it. My knees still hurt a little, but it's not like before. I feel smoother inside." The science behind the smooth. So what's really going on here? Omega-3s reduce inflammation by competing with the omega-6 fatty acids that we get too much of from vegetable oils. Processed foods, fried snacks. When omega-6s dominate, your body produces more pro-inflammatory compounds. But omega-3s? They produce anti-inflammatory signals. They cool the fire, soothe the tissues, and restore balance. Multiple studies have shown that omega-3s reduce joint stiffness and pain in people with arthritis, improve muscle recovery in older adults, enhance nerve function, especially in the legs, even help with mood and cognitive clarity, which indirectly affects how motivated we feel to move. Think of omega-3s as a gentle oil for your inner engine. It keeps everything running smoothly. The best omega-3 foods for seniors. If you're not a fan of fish, don't worry, there are options. But fatty fish still top the list. 1. Salmon. Rich in both EPA and DHA. Just 3 ounces provides over 1.500 milligrams of omega-3s. 2. Mackerel and sardines. Affordable, tasty, and loaded with omega-3s. Also high in vitamin D and calcium. 3. Tuna, canned in water. Still a great option, though choose light tuna to avoid high mercury levels. 4. Chia seeds. 1 tablespoon equals 5 grams of fiber plus all omega-3s. Great in yogurt or smoothies. 5. Flaxseed, ground. Adds a mild nutty flavor. Needs to be ground to absorb nutrients. 6. Walnuts. Perfect as a snack or chopped into oatmeal or salads. 7. Hemp seeds. 3 tablespoons give you 10 grams of protein and omega-3s. Supplementing safely. If you're not getting fish twice a week, a fish oil supplement may help. What to look for? Minimum 1.000 milligrams combined EPA plus DHA. Choose triglyceride form for better absorption. Enteric-coated versions help prevent fishy aftertaste. Check for purity certifications, IFOS, USP, or NSF. Vegetarian? Try algae-based omega-3 supplements, which provide DHA and some EPA. Always speak to your doctor, especially if you're on blood thinners, since omega-3s can have mild blood-thinning effects. Real people, real results. Let me share a few short stories. Carlos, age 70. "I was waking up stiff every morning. Thought it was arthritis. After 2 months of fish oil and switching to sardines for lunch, I stretch out of bed like a teenager again." Linda, age 83. "A doctor on TV said omega-3s help with memory. I tried it, and not only do I feel mentally sharper, my knees aren't creaking as much when I garden." Sam, 77. "I had tingling in my legs every night. It's not completely gone, but since I started taking a supplement, I sleep better, less restlessness." Omega-3 and the bigger picture. Omega-3s don't work alone. They support a larger nutritional orchestra. When combined with adequate protein, proper hydration, plenty of vitamin D and calcium, gentle movement and stretching, they create a synergy. Your legs become more than just limbs. They become tools of independence. Margaret now walks to the lake twice a week. Carlos plays tennis. Sam started Tai Chi. All because of small, consistent changes. How to start today? Here's a simple omega-3 plan you can try right now. Breakfast. Greek yogurt with chia seeds. Half banana, sprinkle of cinnamon. Lunch. Tuna or salmon salad with leafy greens. Olive oil vinaigrette. A handful of walnuts. Snack. Apple slices with almond butter. Water or herbal tea. Dinner. Grilled mackerel or baked tofu with hemp seeds. steamed broccoli and quinoa, omega-3 supplement if needed. Final thought. Motion is life. I'll leave you with this. You are not a tree. You were made to move. If your legs are slowing, if your joints are stiff, if your energy is low, maybe it's not just aging. Maybe it's inflammation, and maybe the answer lies not in a pill, but in a fish, a seed, or a spoonful of golden oil. You don't need to run marathons, but you do deserve to walk freely, to get up without effort, and to live with strength. Start with omega-3s. Feed your fire the right kind of oil, and I'll be here, cheering for you. The power duo, vitamin D and calcium. Let me introduce you to two unsung heroes, two nutrients that quietly work behind the scenes to keep your legs strong, your bones firm, and your steps steady. They are vitamin D and calcium. Think of them as a tag team. One helps your body absorb, and the other helps your body build. Without either, especially as we age, our foundation begins to crack, sometimes literally. Fragile bones, muscle cramps, unsteady gait, fatigue. These can all trace back to a deficiency in one or both. Let me tell you about Thomas. He was 78 when he came to see me after a minor fall in the kitchen. Nothing seemed broken, but when we did a bone scan, the results were shocking. He had osteopenia, the stage right before osteoporosis. What's more surprising, he thought he had a healthy diet. But Thomas had two hidden problems: low vitamin D and inadequate calcium intake. Why calcium alone isn't enough? You probably grew up hearing that calcium is important for your bones, and that's true. But calcium is like bricks to a house. Without cement, vitamin D, the bricks can't hold together. Vitamin D helps your body absorb calcium. Without it, all that calcium may pass through your body unused. That's why these two nutrients are always discussed together. One enables the other, but their roles go beyond just building bones. Calcium's vital roles: strengthens bones and teeth, helps muscles contract, including your heart, supports nerve signaling. Vitamin D's vital roles: enhances calcium absorption, boosts immune system, regulates mood, supports muscle function. Aging and deficiency, a silent epidemic. As we age, several things happen. Our skin becomes less efficient at producing vitamin D from sunlight. Our kidneys slow down, reducing the conversion of vitamin D into its active form. We may eat less dairy or avoid the sun, reducing both calcium and vitamin D intake. And the results? Weak bones that break easily. Muscle cramps or spasms, especially in the legs. Fatigue or low energy. A shuffling or cautious walk, due to poor balance. Thomas's story is not unique. In fact, 1 in 2 women and 1 in 4 men over 50 will break a bone due to osteoporosis. But what if we could stop that with a glass of milk and a walk in the sun? The sunshine vitamin, more than just bone deep. Vitamin D isn't just about bones, it's about confidence. When your muscles are weak, your balance falters. When your balance falters, you move less, and when you move less, you lose more muscle. It's a vicious cycle. Vitamin D helps break that cycle by supporting muscle strength, especially in the hips and legs, improving reaction time to prevent falls, helping the body absorb calcium efficiently. A fascinating study from Europe found that seniors with low vitamin D levels were twice as likely to fall than those with normal levels. So when I see a patient with repeated falls, fatigue, or general muscle weakness, one of the first things I check? Vitamin D. Calcium's role in muscle health. Most people associate calcium with bones, but did you know it's also essential for muscle contraction? Every time your leg takes a step, your muscles contract. That contraction requires calcium, not just any calcium, but freely available calcium in your blood. Without enough calcium, your legs may feel heavy. You may experience muscle cramps or even spasms. Nerve signals from your brain may slow down. In older adults, even mild calcium deficiency can cause symptoms that resemble aging, weakness, slower reflexes, and unsteadiness. And remember, your heart is a muscle too. Calcium helps it keep beating regularly. Foods that feed your bones and muscles. Let's talk about where to get these nutrients. Best sources of calcium: dairy products, milk, yogurt, cheese, leafy greens, kale, collard greens, bok choy, fortified foods, orange juice, cereals, Plant-based milks. Tofu and tempeh, often made with calcium sulfate. Sardines and canned salmon, bones included. Best sources of vitamin D. Sunlight, 15 to 30 minutes. 3 to 5 times per week on arms, legs. Fatty fish, salmon, mackerel, tuna. Egg yolks. Mushrooms, especially UV exposed. Fortified foods. Milk, cereal, orange juice, plant milks. Supplementing smartly. Sometimes, diet and sun aren't enough. For vitamin D, aim for 600 to 800 IU per day. Some seniors may need 1.000 to 2.000 IU based on blood tests. Choose D3, cholecalciferol, form for best absorption. For calcium, aim for 1.000 to 1.200 milligrams per day from all sources. If supplementing, split doses, your body absorbs only approximately 500 milligrams at a time. Look for calcium citrate if you have stomach issues, absorbs better without food. Always talk to your doctor before starting supplements, especially if you have kidney issues or take medications like diuretics. Real lives, real benefits. Thomas, 78, started calcium-fortified oatmeal and took a vitamin D3 supplement daily. After 6 months, his bone scan improved, and he no longer feared stepping off curbs. Maria, 84, used to have leg cramps at night. After adding a glass of milk and 15 minutes of morning sun daily, her sleep improved. George, 81, fell twice in 2021. His doctor found very low vitamin D after correcting it. George hasn't fallen since, and even joined a walking club. Putting it all together, here's a simple daily plan that supports both calcium and vitamin D. Breakfast: fortified oatmeal, low-fat milk, scrambled eggs with spinach. Lunch: grilled salmon salad, fortified orange juice. Snack: Greek yogurt with chia seeds. Dinner: stir-fry with tofu, bok choy, mushrooms, steamed broccoli. Evening: a short walk during sunset. Your legs, your independence. Let's end with this truth. You can't put a price on independence. And few things protect it like strong legs and stable bones. Vitamin D and calcium may not be flashy, but they are the foundation of movement, the quiet strength behind every confident step. So be like Thomas, be like Maria. Let this be the decade you stand taller, walk stronger, and live with courage. All it takes is the right nutrients and a little sunlight. The power duo is waiting. Let it work for you. Putting it all together, let's recap. If your legs feel weaker, it's not just age, it's information. And information leads to action. 3 keys to leg strength as you age. Protein to feed and build your muscles. Omega-3s to reduce inflammation and keep joints moving. Vitamin D and calcium to support bone and muscle function. Distribute these nutrients throughout your day. Don't wait until dinner. Think about every meal as a chance to build strength. You don't need expensive treatments. You need smart choices. Conclusion: a stronger tomorrow begins today. As a doctor with over 40 years of experience, I can tell you this with certainty. The battle to keep our legs strong and our bodies healthy doesn't end with a prescription or a quick fix. It's about making small, consistent changes to our daily routine. Whether it's adding protein-rich meals, prioritizing omega-3s, or ensuring we get enough vitamin D and calcium, these are the cornerstones of staying strong, mobile, and independent. But here's the thing, it's not just about what we eat. It's about taking control of our health in a way that feels empowering. The science is clear, and the stories are real. I've seen time and again how making these simple dietary changes has transformed my patients' lives, giving them back their strength, their confidence, and their freedom to move. Now, I want to hear from you. Do you have a favorite food or habit that helps keep you strong? Or maybe you've already tried some of these changes and seen results. Drop a comment below and let me know your thoughts. I'd love to hear your stories. If you found this video helpful, I encourage you to subscribe to the channel and join me on this journey to better health. By subscribing, you won't miss any of the tips, insights, and stories that can help you live your best, strongest life. And don't forget to hit the notification bell so you're always in the loop. Remember, it's never too late to start taking care of yourself. A stronger, healthier tomorrow starts today. Until next time, take care of yourself and your legs.